all you lonely boys out there, and welcome back to the Lonely Boy Hour, the only podcast that pretends it's perfect. That's why we've never changed. I am your host, Kelvin, aka the Noodle Doodler. I thought this was a very difficult intro to do, but I kept doing it because it's perfect. Next up, we have our co-host, who we would never replace. It's always been our co-host, Dadley J. Jenkins.
Yeah, no, I've been here the whole time. There's always just been me and Kelvin, nobody else.
Yeah. And today we're joined by our guest, Goon Daddy, aka can we call you by your first name?
You can call me Goon, you can call me Daddy, you can call me Noah. It's just whatever. Pick your poison, my friend.
Okay, I'll probably call you Noah for most of this, or Goon.
I'll probably call you Daddy.
Noodle Goon.
Yeah.
Goon.
Yeah, my Goon Noodle. Anyway, would you like to introduce yourself, Goon Daddy?
I am a TikTok personality. Fast.
That is the right way to describe that. Yes.
It's always
TikTok
hard.
Yeah. TikTok personality, fast approaching 200,000. I am a Twitch streamer, cosplayer.
You don't need to rub it in. Jeez.
No, I'm proud of him. Go on, gloat some.
Thanks.
Listen, you're such the thumbs down emoji of this podcast. Always, Bradley.
I'm
just as you've
a
always been.
Friend.
Just always shutting me down.
Okay. So yeah, I have a YouTube channel. It's not really active, especially since the sponsorship that I got has been down because of Corona.
Ooh.
Corona. What else do I do? I DoorDash.
I know that's it.
I
That's
DoorDash.
it. Yeah.
Oh, you DoorDash.
I DoorDash. That's my day job.
I mean, yeah.
Would you? I was trying to think if like DoorDash had some sort of referral system for the drivers, and I was like, do you want to hand out that dash code or whatever?
It's funny that it's funny you said that. We actually have like personal ranking. Like customers can rank us, and if you get like a certain like below ranking of blank, you don't get like the prime times for dashing.
So hold the phone,
They
because
rate
I
you?
use DoorDash and I've never rated a dasher. How do you do this?
I have no clue. All I know is that my rating is currently 4.76.
That's awesome.
Out of 5 or like out of 1,000?
Out of 5 because it's in the green.
Okay, I was gonna say out of like 100 that'd be real bad. Out of 10 that'd be pretty bad.
I'm curious
Average
of
average customer rating is 4.76 based off of the last 100 delivery ratings, which I assume each like delivery rating is like, 2 or something. 2.
I don't know.
If like you gave it a 1, it'd be like 2 or something. I don't know.
what do you rate
Who's
them
to
on,
say?
though?
Who's
like,
to
just
say?
like, do you throw the food? 1.
No. No.
So, Goon, I have to ask this question because I asked when we had someone who used to do Uber, what is one of the weirdest experiences you've had doing DoorDash?
Let's see.
No one naked or anything?
I don't. Oh my goodness! Actually, there was this lady who I was delivering to. I don't have like weird experiences. I have like pleasant or unpleasant experiences. Nothing that can be like specifically classified as weird. But there was this time that still infuriates me to this day. I was in this like white neighborhood, but it wasn't like wealthy white. It was like lower middle class white neighborhood.
Okay, the scariest kind, yes.
Yeah, exactly.
The kind that judge you silently, even though they like sitting on a lawn chair smoking a cigarette.
Yes. Anyway, this lady's front of her house was like apparently like getting remodeled or something like that. So her numbers were down. So I spent like a good solid like 10-15 minutes like going up and down the street looking for this house. And then when I finally like decide, all these other houses aren't the one, so it must be this one. So I get to there, and then she's waiting for me in this. Now picture your classic overweight, upper middle-aged Polish woman.
Rosa Parks.
Oh
no! Wait.
Okay,
no, I meant.
Whoa!
No.
Whoa!
I meant
Bradley!
Roseanne. Roseanne was supposed to come out of my mouth.
Oh no, Rosa Parks?
I heard Rose, and my mouth
such a
just went
That
with
is
it.
so different. So
That is
different.
not- Those are two
Anyway.
wildly different people.
Oh,
Anyway,
100%.
this is a pink bathrobe, curlers in her hair, a cigarette leaning out this very rickety door, and like the whole outside of her house is like looking like the shingling is getting replaced and everything. And she's looking at me with this very annoyed look, like, "Oh my goodness, how stupid could you be?" I'm like, "Lady." So anyway, I get out of the car, and it's hard because she like ordered like 3 or 4 different things from a pizza place, and pizza places like box everything individually.
Yeah.
And it wasn't big enough to fit into the bag that they give you when you start the job. So I was
Oh
out
yeah,
here.
I do
playing,
DoorDash. I know the bag.
Oh my god, yeah. So there, I was like playing Jenga. Well, I was like playing Jenga with these boxes, walking from my car to her, and then I struggled. I struggled for like 2 solid minutes trying to shift the weight in a way for me to bring the boxes over to her, hand it to her, and she just sat there staring at me struggle. She just sat there watching me, judging me as I do these complex calculations in my head to maneuver the boxes to her. I drop one, and then she just lets out this disgusted look. This disgusted like sigh, like she puffs out the smoke of her cigarette and like, throws it on the ground. She's like, ugh. And then I'm just like, I pick it up, hand it to her, have a nice night. I go back to my car and scream.
So
Yeah,
she's the reason
me
you don't
too.
have a perfect 5
Yeah.
star.
Yeah, she's the one reason. She's the one. So I've not had a lot of. I don't do it very often, so I've not had a lot of weird stories as like a Dasher. But as someone who uses DoorDash, I am still creeped out to this day. Where I was like house sitting for someone's house, and I had ordered myself like dinner, and the guy pulls up, and I meet him outside, just because I happened to already be outside. And his car is completely messy. He hands me the food. It wasn't even in like the DoorDasher bag. It was just in the bag from the restaurant. And he goes, "Hey, do you have a retirement plan?" And I made a calculated decision and decided that saying no would stop the conversation.
Oh, that's the wrong
Man,
choice.
was I wrong?
My goodness.
He goes, "You need to make sure you get one of those, And he goes on this 5-minute speech about how important it is, and he goes, "Does your work offer a 401k?" And I go, "I just need to go back into my back into my house here." And he goes, it's just my job, And I go, "No, I don't know."
I thought
So
your
what would you
job
have
was
rated him?
DoorDashing, sir.
And he talks like another 5 minutes, and he goes, "Here, I'll talk to you about it. Give me your number." And I go, "No."
Oh man.
Yeah. Eventually I get him to leave, but I was like, what the fuck is this guy? Like, I was genuinely afraid he was going to come back to this person's house because it wasn't mine.
That's crazy.
Oh, it was terrifying.
Didn't
Alright,
he
let's-
already
let's-
have your
let's-
number?
What? I mean, I guess if he really tried, he would.
Yeah.
Here's the thing about that actually. DoorDash does a really good job with customer safety, and so they don't hand out your number directly.
Yeah, it's like
So
shelled.
it's like a shelled number, right? Yeah, that's awesome, especially for what happened to me yesterday. Yesterday I had 2 dashes for Chipotle. I had 2 dashes from Chipotle, 2 bags in my car. Both of them had Chipotle, 2 different names.
Okay.
And normally what happens when I accidentally deliver the wrong bag to one of the people, they call me right away and be like, "Hey, you gave me the wrong stuff." I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry, I have 2 bags." That didn't happen this time. So I had delivered both bags to 2 different people, and I had mixed up their orders. And now that I've completed the delivery, I don't have access to their addresses anymore because that's a liability for customer safety and whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, at first, the guy, the son, he calls me through the app, and he's like, "Hey, so you delivered someone else's food to our house?" I'm like, "Oh, I'm sorry. This is you were part of a double order, so I guess I must have delivered the wrong bags to the wrong houses because they were both in my car. I guess I'm sorry that I'm so sorry that I mixed it up. If you go to the app and you go to orders, there should be a way to refund and get all of this sorted out." And he's like, can't you just go get it from the other person?" I'm like, "I'm sorry, because of because of customer safety, now that I've completed both of the dashes, I do not have access to your addresses anymore. There's actually nothing that I can do at this point. And then the dad gets on the phone.
Oh god.
Oh no.
This got serious.
The dad gets on the phone and he's like, hello? Can I have the name of the person that I'm speaking to? I'm like, oh, hi, my name's Noah. I was your DoorDash driver. I'm so sorry for this mix-up. This doesn't happen very often. Just listen, son. You know this.
Son!
You know.
The gates of hell are about to open.
Yeah, he's like, listen, son. You delivered the wrong food to my son, and my food was in that order. And I just want to know what's going on. And I said, well, sir, your order was part of a double dash. I accidentally mixed...
My favorite Mario Kart game. Sorry.
Your order was part of a double dash. I delivered the wrong food to the wrong house, and now that I've completed both of the dashes, I don't have access to your address anymore because of customer safety. And he's like, what can I do about it? What do I do? And he's like, well, if you go into the DoorDash app, you should be able to go to your orders and file a complaint, get it all sorted out there. I didn't order the food through DoorDash. I ordered it through Chipotle. This is out of my territory. I have no idea.
Yeah, no, it's out of your
Oh, yeah.
control.
The DoorDash
100.
app, I'm only familiar with the DoorDash app. I'm not familiar with the Chipotle app. Apparently DoorDash and Chipotle have the partnership deal. What's going on?
Oh yeah.
No idea. And so I tell him, I'm like, sir, I'm actually not familiar with the Chipotle app. I only know how to solve issues through the DoorDash app, but I assume that it's a very similar process if you go to your orders and file a complaint there. And he's like, I'll do that, but you're kind of leaving me high and dry here, bub. So,
Bub. Son to bub.
is there
Bub.
is there an ID number that I can get so I can make sure I can tell DoorDash if you're incompetence? He didn't use the word incompetence, but you know.
He implied the
He
Oh,
word.
implied-
100%.
Later on, he definitely implies something. I was like, well, sure. I'm still driving at this point, mind you. I have it on speakerphone. So I pull over to the side of the road and scroll through the app, go to my profile on the DoorDash app, and I can't find an ID number. And he's like, sir, I can't seem to find an ID number. I'm actually still on the road. And he's like, oh, sure, son. I bet you're misdelivering orders all the time. I was like,
Ooh. Ooh.
it took every ounce of my restraint not to go off on this Richard. Whoa.
Now that's why you don't have 5 stars.
All right.
So,
being
well,
the
yeah,
devil's advocate,
my
what's the
my-
harm
my-
in fucking yelling at this dude? You'll never see him
I-
again.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah, you're never
So,
gonna hear from.
So yeah, it was like, well, I'm so sorry about all of this and everything, and I end the conversation. He's like, yeah, I'll be coming back in contact with you if things don't come out of blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, okay, and then I hang up the phone, and then for a solid hour and a half, I am just a jittery ball of anxiety, sitting in my car doing my deliveries, because like any second now, this guy's he's gonna call my phone again, and I was like, wait a minute, he doesn't have my number. I've won! I've won!
It took you an hour and a half to
mine!
realize that.
Yes, it did!
So I remember this. While we're doing DoorDash stories, man, if DoorDash doesn't sponsor this episode, I'm gonna be furious.
We're talking bad DoorDash stories, though.
I will say this. I'll get to it back in a minute, but DoorDash's customer service is fucking godlike.
Is
but
it?
I'll,
Oh my God.
It's amazing. But I'll get back to that. So I ordered from Chipotle, and I
you
don't
do.
know if you. I don't know if you guys know this. My name is Kelvin. I hope you know this. You both have been my friends for like a year now.
I thought it was Kevin.
Listen, you just spoiled something.
I thought you were
Oh,
Noodle.
okay.
I thought that was your real
So-
name.
Yeah, it's my legal God-given name is Noodle.
We've been hosts together for this long, and I always thought it was Noodle.
Yeah, we've been hosts for like a year now. A year in 19 days from when we're recording, it will have been a year.
See, I knew that too because I'm always the host.
Yeah, exactly. But anyway, my order gets there, and my coworkers, my legal name also is not Kelvin. It's Noodle, obviously.
Clearly.
But it's not Kelvin. But they know that I have a nickname. So the DoorDasher walks in and he goes, Kevin? And they thought they said Kelvin. They go, oh yeah! And they grab my food and they take it to the back for me where I'm working in my little office. And I don't think about it. It's a burrito bowl.
Yeah.
And so I open it up and I take a bite. I take a few bites and I look down and I'm like, wait, I didn't get rice on my bowl.
Not
and
me?
I think about it and I go, oh shit, this isn't my food. So I look at the little receipt on the side and it says Postmates. First of all, not what the service I used.
Ooh.
Kevin.
Ooh.
Kevin, Kevi. But here's the big fucking problem. It was a chicken burrito bowl, and I am allergic to chicken.
Oh my
Nani?
god.
And I have no frame of reference, because A, it's covered in different shit,
Yeah.
and B, I just haven't had chicken in years. I don't know what it tastes like.
Oh my god.
So I ate it without thinking about it for a few bites, and I go, fuck. But sure enough, I called DoorDash, and I've used DoorDash's customer service a few times, because,
Okay.
I mean, I order all the time, so clearly I have a lot of problems. First of all, I know they're probably following a script, but they say the nicest things. I'll be like, oh, my food didn't get delivered, even though it said it did. And they go, oh my gosh, that must be so hard. I understand what it's like to not get the food you were waiting for. We're going to make sure we fix this for you.
That's
Oh,
amazing.
that's so soft.
Yeah, it's so. Even if you do it over text, they use similar terminology where they're as genuine sounding as possible, apologizing.
Right.
They'll refund you. Another big thing is from the app, you can report if something is wrong, and they'll apply you credits based on what was wrong, and they don't ask for any proof whatsoever, which I'm sure some people have to abuse.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, I don't, because, listen, I respect it when people do nice things like that. But yeah, they were like, oh, we'll send you, we'll give you credits, we'll send you a new food, and we'll refund it. They were so,
Oh my
they
god.
felt,
I've used
but I-
Grubhub. Oh, you go.
but they basically were like, here's your, they resent me food, but in an hour I was dying and I had to go home. So my boss had to bring me my food because I didn't change the address.
Oh,
But I was dying. That's
yeah.
this, yeah.
Kudos
but
to
that was,
DoorDash.
yeah. Man, oh man, it sucked that I was poisoned, but it wasn't their fault, and it wasn't really Chipotle's fault either. They got it 2 delivery orders from Kevin and Kelvin.
Yeah, no,
the
just
guy
blame
had
Kevin.
a Mexican accent, so it was easy to mix those two up.
Ke-
Is that the name of that accent? I don't want to be insensitive.
It's Spanish or something.
They are from Mexico and they were speaking English, so
I
they're-
feel like
Right.
Mexican
Right.
is politically correct because that's a nationality.
Yeah, it's
Well,
yeah,
Hispanic,
it's not a
right?
Spaniard. Yeah, it's not a. Yeah, I don't,
Hispanic.
I don't know when I'm saying accent. I don't know which I would use. Hispanic accent.
I don't know.
Well, yeah. It's a Hispanic
I guess
person,
so.
Hispanic accent, Hispanic furniture, Hispanic
Well,
food.
Hispanic, that's much more
Broad?
Broad.
Right.
And I guess I don't know if they're from El Salvador or something.
Yeah, that's
Right.
totally true.
Yeah. So I guess yeah.
They
This is a
had
little
an
weird little
accent.
tangent. Yeah, they had an
Probably a little
accent.
tangent.
Yeah, and they had an accent, and it was I could see it was no one's in particular's fault.
no,
for the
it's
most
Kevin's
part.
fault.
Right.
Whoever Kevin is.
You know what's?
Fucking Kevin! I should have known something was off because I was like, I ordered chips and cheese, and they got me 2 chips and no cheese. But that's some dumb shit Chipotle would do.
Oh,
Like,
100%.
Right. You know what's amazing about what I love most about DoorDashing is seeing all of the dogs.
Oh yes.
Oh my
Oh
God.
yes.
Dude, I met this
Oh.
dog named Bear. He is the biggest, fluffiest thing, and I hope to God that I either deliver to the house next door like I did the time that I met Bear, or deliver to Bear's house. It was just huge. It was so big. I love this dog so much, and I've only met this dog once. His name-
My last job had me going around to other people's houses every single day. I'd be 4 or 5 houses a day. One house had a huge Great Dane named Honey, and I purposely changed the schedule to add 20 more minutes to that house just so I could hang out and play with the dog.
Aww.
Oh my goodness.
Thing was giant. You could ride that
so
thing. It was so fucking big.
That's what oh my God. I've always had this fantasy of buying a ranch out in the middle of nowhere and just breeding wolves for size and making dire. I would call it Project Fenrir and just breed dire wolves.
Yes.
That's beauty.
That's a good
so that's a
goal.
good tangent to go from spending 20 minutes talking about DoorDash, let's pivot off into Dungeons and Dragons
Da-da-da.
because fun fact of the day, Goon Daddy is a part of a D&D podcast.
Yeah.
And I was just on that podcast.
And I
awesome.
killed you.
Now hold on.
I was the one who killed the final blow. I know, because
Yeah, listen, but you just spoiled it, so I'm gonna have to bleep that out or something, or give a spoiler warning.
I got a bonus 100. Got a bonus 1,000 XP for killing you.
Yeah.
Calvin
So
seems
yeah,
like
I
that,
guess
yeah.
I guess I'm probably gonna have to put a spoiler warning for.
I guess.
Yeah, I guess
Ah.
because otherwise people are gonna be like, why did he die? Like, why did you guys kill him?
Because he's evil.
Listen, only a little,
Only a little evil.
only a
aren't
little.
we all
So
a
yeah,
little
the,
evil?
so I'm the Adventures in Initiative Dungeons and Dragons campaign group consists of a bunch of different people from D&D TikTokers, large and small. It's kind of mixed bag of people.
Yeah.
There are two campaigns currently running. There's the Isles of El, and then there's the Ravnica campaign. Noodle was a guest on the Isles of El campaign.
Where I played a tall, stock market loving Fearbolg.
Oh my goodness.
That sounds amazing.
Yeah, it was. I felt bad though after like the first episode. That wasn't my original plan for the character. It's just what ended up happening with him within the first 5 minutes of him existing. But I was like, shit. There's already like a financially loving Furbolg in D&D podcast medium, which is Master Fearbolg from the Adventure Zone. But he's more like a personal finance guy, not a stock market guy.
Yeah,
Right.
that's a good point.
Oh, and then
Fine.
then there's the Furbolg that runs the shop in Critical Role.
So guys, you ready for the tea?
Yeah.
I don't really listen to Critical Role.
I actually
Me
don't
neither.
either.
Yeah, I try to. The problem is I can't do a lot of like visually based D&D because of how much I work, and that's where I consume most of my D&D content.
Right.
The only exception is that I watch Dimension 20 on Dropout.
That's my
but to be
favorite.
fair, I only need to watch every other episode because the other one is audio only and one of them is visual based.
Right.
That's a good point.
So
Yeah.
it's fine. Yeah. So that's a little better, especially since Dropout's app now lets you close the app and still listen to the episode.
Dropout's like become this weird, huge thing.
I love Dropout.
I do too.
Just because I do genuinely enjoy the College Humor's like writing team and things like that. And even though they just lost a fuck ton of people, like,
They're down to like 12,
they got-
if I remember right.
what?
College Dropout's down to 12 like actually staffed people right now.
Yeah, all of College Humor is down by I don't think it's 12, but they did drop like College Humor itself
Mm-hmm.
dropped like 100 people.
Yeah, no, they lost all their backing from whatever like bigger
Yeah,
company.
IAC dropped
Yep.
them. Yeah, so the
Sucks.
the creative whatever his name is, the CCO.
Oh, Sam Wright.
now
Yep.
Yeah, he owns the vast majority of the company now.
Mm-hmm.
And he was, I mean, like he's doing his best, and I commend him.
Yeah.
But man, did they have to cut the fuck back?
Oh my god, yeah.
yeah.
Kind of sad.
This is in memoriam
College
of
Humor.
College Humor.
A College Humor moment of silence.
So anyway, back to D&D.
D&D.
All of us made noises simultaneously. Every last one of us.
We're not good at being quiet.
Listen. We mentioned it before. Bradley and I have talked about it extensively on the show, but we are working on a D&D podcast, and I think it goes out saying, Goon, that you are a welcome on eventually once we kind of get our footing.
Awesome.
I'm so pumped.
but,
I'm so excited.
Yeah, so Bradley, we've talked a lot about Zoe's character on this show.
We have.
'cause she's
Zoe's the guest that's sometimes on the episode, if y'all don't remember.
Yeah. She's been here once or twice.
Yeah.
But do you want to talk about your character? We're just going to continue hyping everyone up.
My character is a wizard.
Oh, hold on.
Yes.
For new listeners and for Goon Daddy, this is going to be a D&D podcast where it's a fantasy world with social media, and everyone is trying all the main characters are trying to become influencers.
Yes, which is such a brilliant fucking concept from you. Like that.
I
not to praise you.
I
too
had
much.
it. Yeah, I had it like just as a premonition out of nowhere. because it's actually, like, to spill the tea, what I think sowed the seeds is there's a podcast called Not Another D&D Podcast
With
that I
Murph.
really enjoy.
Let me guess,
It's where the
D&D podcast.
It is. It's the idea of it is that it takes place after 3 legendary heroes have already saved the world, and now they're just like cleaning up after them.
Yeah, it's a great podcast. I love it.
But it's amazing. But and the finale is next week at the point of recording
Oh, I'm
this.
not
and I'm
caught
so
up
excited.
yet. I just started listening like
It's-
2 weeks ago.
Yeah. So their 100th episode is going to be the finale, and then they're going to do a second campaign later.
Holy shit.
But they have a different campaign DM'd by one of the players, where it is a lot more modern.
Mm-hmm.
And sure enough, sometimes they will use their speaking stones like smartphones, where they'll like listen to a podcast or something. So I was like, that's hilarious. And then I thought about it, and I was like, that could be a whole show.
It really could. We're gonna do it.
But anyway, now that we have the context, tell us about Dante.
Dante Crow is a wizard who pretty much just now works at a radio station and gets obsessed with necromancy, only to raise people back from the dead to be really cool guests on his radio show.
I love him.
That
And-
is the best character concept I've ever heard in my entire
Oh yeah,
goddamn
we were able to do some reworking. Like his background is folk hero, but it's just like small town celebrity.
Yeah,
Oh
he
my
lives in a very
God.
small town that everyone
Yeah.
loves him. The second he leaves the town, everyone's like, "Who the fuck are you?" Like,
Yeah, the joke is that everyone listens to his radio show in his town, but it's only a town of like 200-300 people.
yes. I had the
So that's
idea for
why-
the character because I was like, "How do I play a necromancer who isn't fucking evil?" Like,
Yeah.
You can
He
make him a
has-
has-been.
Yeah,
exactly.
he's not even a has-been. He's a almost sort of is.
Oh my goodness, that's hilarious to me considering that's kind of
Yeah.
what my dad is here in Buffalo.
Oh, really?
Nice.
Yeah, really.
Ooh, is he a radio host?
Actually, no. Do you know
Aw.
how like sports teams they have like a guy in like a tuxedo walk out to the middle of the field and sing the national anthem before games?
Yeah.
I mean,
My dad
kind
does that
of.
for the Buffalo Sabres.
That's
That's
fucking
awesome.
awesome.
Yeah, it's all right.
Dude.
It's all right.
Neat. Yeah, it's lit.
I wasn't able to leverage that into being cool in high school, but like whatever.
Yeah.
Did you try?
So
That's my question. Did you like go up to random people and be like, "Hey, you know the guy that sings at the games?" I don't know what sport that is.
It's hockey. We're
Oh.
up north.
I knew what it was, but only because there's a hockey team here that I kind of follow.
No, because that would make me terrible.
Hey, you guys know it's me. That's my dad.
That's my dad. Yeah.
My dad sings the national anthem and also could beat up your dad.
My dad can beat up your dad while just singing beautifully.
Yes.
it's
Actually, my
beauty.
dad also like does like parties and stuff around
Aw.
around downtown. He like sings Frank Sinatra songs and whatnot.
Is he bookable? Can we book him for podcast? He sings the national anthem before the episode starts.
And then says nothing else.
Yeah, no, he's pre-recording.
Pre-recorded.
need
I
it
don't
live.
know about that. I think he does like weddings and like I guess he's technically a lounge singer too.
Okay, I like the technicality there.
Like technically.
Technically.
This has been a peek into Goon's family.
Yeah.
I've been having a lot of fun with writing for this D&D game coming up because I just keep asking the players random questions at completely random times where we're not even talking. I'll just text Zoe and I'll be like, "Hey Zoe, so what's your relationship? What's Bai's relationship with her
father."
family?" Yeah.
Who is your father? How is that relationship?
Or I'll just be like, out of nowhere, I'll just be like, "Hey, so how did Dante get his radio show?" Like,
Let me just stab this giant metal painful probe into the brain matter of your social life.
Well, my issue is every time you ask me a question, I end up writing like a whole new page on his backstory.
and you
my-
don't send me the thing. Like you sent me a new copy, and I'm assuming there's just like paragraphs on there.
No, I left it out. I have my own little Google Doc that has all my backstory.
Oh shit. And then so Zoe has put a lot of work into her character. I say Dadley's put the most. Mike has not played D&D before, so he is putting a
Newbie!
Yeah, he's our our resident newbie, so that I can explain things to him on the show
And
in order to
vicariously-
yeah,
As like an interest
explain
method.
the audience. Yeah,
Yeah,
an
it's always
enter-
nice to have a fresh set of eyes and ears on
Yeah.
in the whatever show you're doing.
I will say
We haven't named it. We have not named it yet.
no, we haven't. I love you asked me to make a second character, just like a quick character concept.
Ooh.
Allow me to pitch you a name.
Okay.
Okay,
Magic the Following.
Ooh,
that's good.
that's really good.
No. Names are my shit. I am really good
So-
at names.
The big thing is that, this is the idea for season 1. I don't, once the campaign's over, I don't want to do the same concept again.
Gotcha.
So I want, like, an ambiguous name like the Adventure Zone, where they can just add a title to it.
We should just name it
But
Rollin' Dice.
unfortunately-
Just something
Rollin'
stupid.
Dice.
My
I
show's
thought
called
of,
Mad Dice, so whatever.
yeah, I've thought about...
I forgot to mention Mad Dice, actually.
Yeah, talk about Mad Dice.
Mad Dice is a show where, at random points during our lives, like, a few of the people in the Adventures and Initiative Discord channel will be like, I'm in the mood to play just a random game. Noah, entertain us. And then I throw
Dance, monkey!
I throw some stuff onto my bed. I have, like, this homemade, like, board that I pulled out of a trash, and I painted squares on it, and I just throw some encounters at them and, like, loosely make a story out of stuff. It's me throwing all of my crazy ideas into a bowl and just loosely pouring out just a really not clean, but it's a fun thing.
Yeah, if you're
It's
having
cool.
fun, you're having fun.
I'm rolling with the punches.
So I basically have an idea for a podcast about once a week, but I realize that I can only realistically do one to two podcasts.
Right.
I'm the same way. I feel that.
Yeah. So, like, for example, an idea I was considering before I came up with the D&D podcast, but it's still D&D based, was a show called DM Court, where I get me and another DM.
Dum.
And we have listeners sent in D&D questions about some ambiguous rules or things like what's the best way to handle combat, or questions about, and we go back and forth on what we think is the best way.
Hearty debate.
Yeah.
Yeah. We don't always have to disagree, but I mean, odds are no one's gonna have the exact same idea across both. My brother and me, but for D&D, I guess.
I guess, yeah.
The
There was an
biggest-
idea that me and a few people in the Adventures and Initiative podcast were throwing around about. It was like an Iron Chef style show, but instead of like making dishes, you were creating Dungeons and Dragons characters.
That's
And
kind of awesome.
it even got to the point where we had decided on a name. We just didn't get to the point. We just didn't organize it. We needed one more judge, and we needed a few more teams in order for it to actually work the way we wanted it to. So it kind of fell by the wayside, and it was called Dice versus Dice.
Oh, I like
Oh,
that.
that's good. So, guys, welcome to our new podcast where we pitch podcast ideas. We call it pitchers. Dadley, would you like to pitch us a podcast idea?
I had one that I wanted to call Uncomfortable, and it was just me, and I'd grab random strangers on the podcast and start it with, how do you feel about the death penalty?
Oh, shit. Oh, fuck. I'd be ready. I'd be ready for this. I would lose all of my followers.
My goal was, this is legit a thought I have at least every day, to buy a van and rig it with microphones, and I can just drive around New York City and be like, hey, do you have 10 minutes to record a podcast with me? And get people to sit down and just be like, how do you feel about abortion?
You're Omegle the guy.
Yes.
Yeah, it's art.
I can't even.
Oh, that's good shit. So, I had an idea a while back for a video, and the idea would be that it's like a game show, but all the questions are weirdly personal from the host's perspective. So it goes, all right, next up, quick important question: do you think you're better than me?
For 200 points, why did my wife leave me?
Exactly.
On a scale of 1 to 10, how badly does my breath smell?
All right, you can ask the audience or phone a friend on this next one. Does it get better? Ever?
That's just it. Just does it get better?
Yeah. It's just, and I give them points
Please.
based on how much more it cheers me up.
Just like
In 5 words or less, what's the meaning of life?
Yeah.
42.
42. I guess that's 3 syllables, but only 1 word. So we're good.
Technically, yeah. So technically, you've reached the parameters.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Yeah, that's a pitch I had at one point for a video, and I might still do it. I don't want to give away all my secrets.
Sounds cool.
But I have so many ideas for like videos I don't have time to film.
Oh my god, same.
Like one of them was a commercial for a highly intense action anime, but it's just like people playing chess.
I feel like that's already a thing. Like, I bet that's
it's-
already a thing.
I've seen a similar concept with Uno, but it was like a manga.
Yeah, I mentioned that idea to someone. They're like, "Oh, there's an episode somewhat like that in this anime." I'm like, "No, I want a whole show. I want episodes where every time you lose a piece, your best friend is slowly lowered into lava. I want an episode
You
where
want
the
Yu-Gi-Oh! With
I was just
Yeah.
about to fucking say that.
I want an episode where the bad guy has like trapped souls in the chess pieces of his side. So whenever the hero like takes a piece, that person dies. So he has to try to win without taking a single piece.
Oh my, wait, that's
like I want
really good.
right. I want shit. Listen, what I'm telling you is I should probably be a writer, but instead I do
Right.
this.
Yo, same.
I feel that.
Yo, same. Well, actually, one of my Mad Dice sessions was actually something that I wanted to do a whole campaign around, and it was just an idea bouncing around in my head. It was like this whole like amusement park, and it would be like 5 like seasons long, and each season would be like a different section of the park, and like just mind games and stuff like that.
I love that.
But
had
I
a similar
consolidated
idea.
it. It was based
Yeah.
off of this book that I read, which is a rarity because I don't read. It was a book by this guy named Neil Shesterman, and I don't remember what the book was called, but it was there's a very similar concept with like a very creepy old amusement park that came out of nowhere.
Ooh.
I really want to do a one-shot that takes place inside of Disney World in Florida.
Yes, yes.
We have to
Actually-
visit Disney World for like
Actually, have
a
you
few
guys done
days
like
before.
have you guys like done like the quest thing where you like go to Merlin's like little shop and he gives you like magic cards?
No.
No.
Oh my goodness. Oh, I did that with my friends when I was there for a school trip, and it was so cool until they ditched me.
Oh.
I know. I haven't been to Disney World. I've only heard bad things. So.
I've only heard bad things of Disney.
I would love.
The problem is not like the attractions themselves. It's the way they conduct things. The fact that there are way too many people there for you
Right.
to properly, compared to a place like Universal Studios, where they've got their
Universal's
like fucking,
nice.
they got their queues fucking set and ready to go.
That's true,
like,
yeah.
And there are less people at Universal than Disney World, so there's
Right.
less waiting in line. Like they're a lot better about it. So I was like, if I'm gonna go to Universal, I guess.
Youth
Like,
Pastor Ryan's gonna come kick your ass now.
Youth Pastor Ryan, if you'd like to come on this podcast,
Yes.
yeah, I would love that. I've never
Best
once
Ryan,
tried
I
to.
want to be your best friend.
If someone, I'm gonna have to DM him, like
Yes.
get him on this show. I'll have. So my host has always mentioned that they have everyone always answers the DMs. So of course, Dadley, if you could DM Youth Pastor Ryan,
I'll do
to
it
get him
right
on the
now. I
podcast.
don't care.
Everyone
always
Would you
answers
like to
my
be
DMs.
on my friend's podcast?
No, it's my podcast too. What are you talking about?
Yeah, well, yeah. You, the host, who's always been the host.
It's always been the host with the most.
I'm very afraid for next episode when there's like an uprising of what happened to Dadley.
I'm gonna get all my followers to just start attacking, be like, where is he? He's the host. He's been in every episode.
You say that, but the amount of messages Zoe and I have gotten of, so when's Mike going to be back on the podcast?
Oh, that's funny.
Hey, so when is Metro Mike going to be back on the podcast? He, for the record, he is my backup. If my co-host, of course, Bradley can't make it, I call my friend Bradley, and if he can't make it, Metro Mike's our backup.
He's the man. I've only talked to him twice,
I mean,
but he's
feel free
solid.
to add me as the backup.
Listen, what I need to start doing is if one of us can't make it, I just DM at everyone like, hey, who
First
can
come, first
who can
serve.
come? At at here, so it's just guests and Zoe and I. Zoe, of course, being a guest, so I guess that was
A
redundant.
very frequent guest, but still just a guest.
Yeah, a wildly frequent guest. I'm curious if I was about to completely steal from the official podcast. Be like, I'm curious if your mic's gonna actually work this episode, Dad. Lately, it hasn't been.
I mean, I just dropped my mic. I had to grab a new mic 20 minutes before the podcast.
Oof. I'm curious how far I want to push this whole gaslighting our viewers thing, and see if I can get my artist to change the art for the podcast.
Oh my god.
For this episode only.
That'd be amazing.
Goodness.
That is way too expensive of a goof.
Have it just be me and Goon, not even you.
Yeah, it's not even me.
Just me in a onesie.
Yeah, it'll be alright. It'll be... Oh yeah,
No,
so it's nice to finally be in a room where I make the least thirsty of content.
That is true.
Okay.
I think-
Okay. Who makes just say it. Who makes the most thirsty content?
Just
say it.
Tough.
Just say it.
I feel alright.
say it.
I feel like I attempt to make thirstier content, but I have a gut
Goon
and I'm
succeeds.
mad hairy. Like
Goon, you are better at thirst content,
Yes.
but I think Bradley does quantifiably more, but I don't know as a fact.
Yeah. So yeah, I did like a very short run podcast with Toki Joestar and this kid that nobody knows. And
Like-
the first one of the first conversations that we had is that how I'm known for thirst content. Like that's not even like the majority of the content I make. And
Just the popular stuff.
I pitched them the idea of Schrodinger's content. It's not the content that does the content exist if it doesn't get the views?
ooh.
I don't think that's Schrodinger's. I think that's a tree in the woods. But yeah,
I mean,
Schrodinger's it is both existent and non-existent.
No, but that makes sense
Well, yeah,
for the content because it is there,
it
but it's not getting
exists,
viewed.
but nobody sees it.
Okay.
So
I'll
basically,
take it.
and the tree in the forest thing is basically just Schrodinger's tree.
Schrodinger's tree. It
Schrodinger's
has and has not fallen over.
He just owns
Has
everything.
and hasn't, and it has and has not made a sound.
Schrodinger is just now a prefix for something that is
That's both-
confusing.
Yeah, anything that
That is
confuses
and is
you,
not
it's
at the
Schrodinger.
same time. Just like my sanity.
Schrodinger's Bitcoin.
Schrodinger's
Schrodinger's
how do they
sanity.
make Chewy Chips Ahoy? What makes them chewy?
Schrodinger's Chewy. Oh, jeez. But no, like, I remember, like, so, Goon, you do this thing where you do live streams where you're just, like, watching TV.
Yeah.
And it was so, like, disorienting the first few times I joined those lives. Because I'm like, there's, like, fucking, like, 40 people in here watching him watch TV.
We just keep it chill in my life.
Yeah.
I wish I could say the same. I'm screaming in
Yeah.
all my live streams.
My live streams are the most varied,
I really
just
like
like my
it
channel.
when I really like it when like people like start asking me questions and I happen to look at the chat. Like,
Yeah, when you happen to look at the chat. I'm there, like, sometimes you only respond to me in the chat like 75% of the time before I give up. Where I'm like, I guess he's not gonna see, I'm gonna head out. Like,
I'm sorry.
it's okay, I love you.
I love you too.
Let's get that goon noodle ship.
Shipping on its way.
The
Noodle
noodle goondler.
Noodle Goon, you are very important to me.
Let's get the fanfic going.
Yeah, let's get the...
There is
listen,
nowhere I wouldn't go for you, Noodle Goon-sama.
I have heard rumors that there is fan fiction about me, but I have
will-
not spotted it.
I will
I
send
know
it to
for
you.
a
I
fact
found
that there
fanfic
is
about
fan
you and I.
fiction.
You
about me.
found it?
Yes.
You found.
Send it to me. I will do a dramatic reading of it.
I'll have to look for it. I found a fanfic that was you, me, Zoe, ranting through life, and 2 other TikTokers I don't know. We all shared an apartment together.
That is.
I feel left out.
Was it erotic?
Oh, extreme. Like, what it was is everyone
Wait,
was
hold
in
on. Is it
couples.
like Friends?
No. It was way horrier
like-
than Friends.
I said erotic. Like,
Friends turns me on. What are you talking about?
yeah. Listen, don't take shame.
He was on a break. God.
Jeez.
Oh, but
Anyway,
the
carry on.
fanfic was all of y'all were all in couples, and then I would just be the third in all y'all's, like, fuck-ups.
If you could spot the lie in that, I'm all ears.
I don't know what you're
I feel
talking
left
about.
out. Wow. Oh, we were talking about how we want Noodle Goon to like be a ship.
Yes.
Hashtag noodle good.
Hashtag noodle good.
All day, I'm just making ships with other people. And, like, I'm in a happy relationship and have been for a while. And I have no interest. I just like to make ships at this point.
I am deeply offended.
You're just collecting them.
I thought we had
Yeah.
some.
You gotta catch them all, the ships.
Hashtag, what is our ship name? I've heard a lot of people shipping us, Bradley, but I've not seen a name.
I started the ship named Daddy's Noodle because that's a restaurant down the street from me. And
Oh, yeah, that's right. Okay, I remember that one.
God.
Yeah, there's a restaurant
and-
down the street called Daddy's Noodle. It's like a ramen place.
Oh
My
God.
first ship I ever received on TikTok started as a joke because all of my now they basically call me Daddy, but my fan base for the most part called me Dad when I first kind of got off the ground because I was wholesome but also very aggressive. And there was this other person, 12 Shade, who was also, we were roughly the same in following, who their fan base called her mom all the time. So there was just this joke ship between the two of us
I love
called
that.
That's adorable.
12 Noodle. And we both endorsed it heavily purely because of the name, even though we both were in happy well, we were both in relationships. I didn't know her relationship that well, but
Right.
Me and Zoe used to get shipped a lot. Like, oh my
to
god.
be fair,
and,
I ship it. To be
Me
fair,
and what's his name? Jackson the Ginger get shipped.
I can see that.
I ship it. So this is the show where we talk about DoorDash, we pitch show ideas, and we ship.
And we pitch ships.
We pitch
Shippers.
shipping.
This is ship pictures.
Welcome to ship posting.
Ship posting.
Yeah.
I like it.
So speaking of shit posting, I've listened to our voicemails this week, and I wasn't able to get one for the show, so I'm gonna put it in post. Normally, I let you guys listen to it, which Dadley would know as one of the hosts.
Oh, absolutely.
But,
It's one of my favorite segments.
Our voicemail is completely just shit posting, and it's audio shit posting, and I love it. But Grizz, hey Grizz, you out there? Triggered the fuck out of me by accident.
Oh no, Grizz!
So what he did was he played the entirety of the Mountain Dew Zero commercial, where it's like, come out wherever you are. I got new Mountain Dew Zero. All the it's not the whole shining thing. What he probably doesn't know is that I hear that commercial about 300 times a day at work, and I fucking hate every second of it.
That's amazing.
So to be going through our voicemails and to hear that all of a sudden, I was like, oh god, maybe there's a joke at the end, so I gotta stay the whole time. Nope, it was just that commercial in its entirety.
It's totality. Oh my god.
For legal reasons, I can't play it on the show.
I mean, obviously.
You could recreate it right now, though.
Yeah, listen. I think I know the whole thing, so come out wherever you are. I got new Mountain Dew Zero. Same refreshing taste as the original, but without any of the sugar! Here's Mountain Dew Zero!
I am thirsty.
New Mountain Dew Zero. Buy a bottle today.
There we go. Cool. So that is the commercial, and I hate it so much.
But I'm glad that
I'm gonna put sound effects up in there and everything.
Calvin, this was immersion therapy for you.
Yeah, this is Oh jeez. I hire voice actors to recreate the commercial. So this is a pullback to the D&D podcast we're working on. I was so mad because I was starting to build the geography for the world, and I found the part where I wanted the show to start, and I started writing up the intro that the voice actor is going to do for the show.
Epilogue, yeah.
The prologue.
Oh my
Epilogue's
god.
at the end.
Yeah. Yeah. But anyway, I was writing it out, and I was like, wait a second, that location sounds familiar. I had named there are 4 coasts basically in this world. I had named the south one the Emerald Coast.
Oh.
And I was like, ah, shit. Wait a minute, that's a place. So I was so frustrated. I just changed it's now just the Emerald Sea.
Oh, there you
That's
go.
the only difference.
Yeah. So, while we're,
Just so, yeah, I was so mad.
while we're going back on that, you asked all of us to make a second character, just like a quick concept design.
Oh, yeah, because I wanted what the people you guys look up to is what I asked for.
I love Dante. I'm so excited to play him. If something were to happen, I want to play my second character because I was like, okay, their influences and everything. And just a travel vlogger that is the most piratey motherfucker you'll ever meet.
Oh, yeah, because there's no IP addresses on Runestone and the Weave.
Exactly.
Runestone is the name of the smartphone in this world, Goo, and the Weave is the name of the social media.
Well, I assumed. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, yeah. There's no IP addresses, so he can just go around being a fucking pirate
I think that is hysterical.
and posting about it.
So
Which is a great concept, except for this is going to be a mostly good game.
Mostly.
pirates can be good.
Like, don't get me wrong, we have a piece of shit warlock in our team, but the
Yes.
best kind of warlock.
Yeah, what is he, a prank? Fucking...
Metro Mike is playing a prank channel. And it's gorgeous. So we have a prank channel, a small town radio host, and someone who has a jealousy problem with the fact that their goat is more popular than they are on social media.
What was Zoe's YouTube channel called for this? Or whatever we're calling YouTube?
Her username on the Weave was Horny Love
Yes.
because their goat has a heart-shaped horns.
I love it so much.
I love
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, buy some and a more, and then we got Dante Crow and
The Crow's
Tear
Nest.
is, the warlock's name is just Tear,
Just
Ter.
I like it.
Yeah. Nice. Nice.
Yeah, or it might be Tur. I'm not sure.
I haven't heard him say
I
it.
don't know because their social media name is Mr. Chief. So it might be Tur. I don't know.
I'm just thinking like characters that I already have like sheets for and like how I
Yeah,
would like put
Goon,
them
you
in
gotta
and-
turn them into a social. You don't have to be an
Fuck them.
influencer, but I
Right.
would prefer if
Yeah.
they were.
Right. And I was just thinking I have a lizard folk artificer that I could just turn into the crazy Russian hacker.
That's amazing.
Oh, Crazy Russian Hacker. I thought you were gonna go with what's it called? Fucking
That robot kid?
No, they design shit out of primitive technology.
Oh, okay.
I thought you were gonna
Oh,
go primitive.
okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, and wait, that's the one where it's like that guy, these dudes in the jungle, like digging
Yeah,
with,
they'll build like
Yeah.
a tree
That's
house
about-
with a water slide out of just shit in the woods.
right, and how they like, those are like mostly fake. They like use real tools and stuff. Like
Yeah.
Yeah, well, obviously,
Right.
but it's cool concept.
I guess, yeah.
It's just
But I was like
entertaining.
thinking more like just like a DUI like simple robotics channel.
Yeah, where you're teaching people how to make automatons.
Wait, did you say DUI?
Yeah, do it yourself.
Oh, sorry, I'm a bit of a drunk. I read that, like I heard it wrong.
DIY, do it yourself. My
Bradley
dyslexia
is
is showing.
drunk enough to hear it as DUI. DUI, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm not driving right
I'm
now.
not driving. What are you talking about?
DIY. Simple robotics.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah. How to turn a potato into a homunculus.
Yeah, listen. The beauty. That is a YouTube channel. It's not a potato, but there is a YouTube channel about making homunculi.
I need to see that.
What?
Yeah, this guy, it's so weird. Like,
Wait,
it's,
what?
It's fake, obviously.
Okay.
But the guy like does his best. He does that thing in paranormal things where they do their best to make it seem like it's real by making it hard to recreate.
Okay.
So his thing is that it takes him like hundreds of tries to get one. But I think, if I remember right, the first video I saw of him doing it was him injecting his own sperm into a chicken egg.
Oh.
God.
But yeah, he basically, he makes homunculi, and obviously it's like, computer designed and things like that. But
Gross.
still, yeah, that's his.
gross. That's
You're gross.
I'm gross.
Listen, we've all come into a chicken egg, okay?
No, we haven't.
Listen.
Wait, you
listen.
haven't?
I haven't.
God, I did that
Well,
right before
you
the
have
podcast.
to be on this show, so yeah.
I guess that's
Let me
it.
go to the fridge.
Now, let me be clear. It cannot be a duck egg. It has to be a chicken.
No Cardinals, no Blue Jays.
Yeah. No platypus. Actually, if you have a platypus egg, then yes.
You get
go
bonus
ahead.
points because I think those things are toxic. At least platypus.
Yeah, no, they're fucking horrible. Platypi are. They have toxic kicking feet. They have like little barbs at the end of their feet that they kick.
That is the perfect creation that God gets drunk.
Oh yeah, it gets worse though, because they don't use them for defense. They can, but they mostly use it to subdue women for mating.
I did not know that. How do you know so much about platypus?
Yeah, they're horrible. They're date rapists. Like, I probably should have put a trigger warning up in there somewhere, but
Right.
listen,
In case anyone's been
a
attacked by a
spoiler
platypus.
warning, a trigger warning.
Spoiler trigger warning. Magnum condoms.
Yeah, that's. I'm just gonna put that at the beginning.
Yeah.
Just you saying that.
Magnum condoms.
No, spoiler trigger warning. Magnum condoms.
And then we carry on.
Carry
Yeah,
on.
no, it's-
Carry on.
And then the intro.
Can you please
Lonely
just
Boy
edit it so
Hour.
that's the intro then?
Yeah. It's just auto-tuned to him saying that to the tones.
Spoiler trigger warning. The Lonely Boy Hour.
Magnum.
That was a fun game of does he know what our intro sounds like?
I don't.
Yeah. I quickly noticed. It became apparent very fast.
I must have sounded like. I must have sounded terrible.
Yeah, so it's you actually weren't that far off. I think you were just doing the like the Wii store theme, but it's fine.
I don't know what the Wii Store theme is.
I'll play it for you after. But we're getting kind of near the end of the show. If anyone wants to ask any last questions or talk about anything in particular before we yeet out.
Did you come in that egg yet?
Yeah. Oh, jeez.
I deliberately walked out of my room just for like the bit. I didn't actually.
Yeah. I would hope that you didn't actually.
It was
We
just
start
a
hearing some
bit.
weird noises. The one in a million time it works. He just now has a homunculi in his room.
I shall name him Greg.
Greg. So
Half man,
I
half chicken.
oh no.
So he just
Oh,
go beat
no.
the shit out of
My
Peter Griffin.
son. My
God, jeez.
biological chicken son.
Don't ever say those words in that order ever again.
No, I think you need to say that every day.
My
for
chicken
good karma.
biological son.
That's better, I guess. Somehow worse, actually. Okay, so let's get out of here. So let's reach wrap up city here. First of all, we did get a voicemail. We got a bunch of voicemails. Unfortunately, because I was having technical issues before the show, I wasn't able to get it ready for you guys to hear. So let's just pretend you guys just heard a really funny voicemail.
Yes, is this Walmart? Do you have any spam in stock yet? I can't find any over next door at Target. They've been out for 3 days. Oh, dang it. I dialed the wrong number again. What's this lonely boy thing? I don't even understand. They misspelled it. Oh, let me just...
Just that was good stuff
That
right
was
there.
great.
Aha!
That's
That's a knee slapper. Thank you very much, person who was probably Grizz.
amazing.
Oh yeah.
Fucking amazing.
Yeah, listen, the part about the Jews was a little rough, but the rest of it was hilarious.
No, I kind of agree
Oh
with him.
my god.
Oh,
The satire. Oh, the
it was good stuff. If you'd like to leave us a
Satire.
voicemail as perfect as that one, you can call us at 615-852-6066. That's 615-852-6066. Guys, if you'd like to help us... if you'd like to help us get supplies for Goon Daddy to take care of his new homunculus, you can donate to our Patreon at patreon.com/lonelyboyhour.
He's trying to get into Harvard.
We must
Yeah.
protect Greg.
If you'd like to
New
email
D&D
us...
podcast. My homunculus son, the D&D podcast.
Oh, yes. If you'd like to email us about your homunculus, you can email us at thelonelyboy@gmail.com, just about whatever you want. Guys, I am the Noodle Doodler, aka Kelvin. You can find me on social medias by searching for me. If you type in the Noodle Doodler, I show up. Also, I have my links down in the description, just like everyone else. Would my co-host like to shill their stuff next?
Yeah, I am the always host of this podcast. You all already
Always
know
has,
my
always
stuff.
will be.
100%. I'm Dadley J. Jenkins on TikTok and pretty much everywhere else, YouTube, Instagram, that kind of stuff. Which isn't a kink thing. Everyone points out Dadley and think it's daddy. No, it's a pun. Anyway.
It's Dad plus Brad.
Yes, exactly. But yeah, you can find me all over the place. I do a little bit of everything. And yeah, Dadley J. Jenkins.
And Goon, would you like to shill your stuff?
Yeah, I am Noah Allen, aka Goon Daddy. It is 100% a kink thing.
At least you're honest.
Actually, no, that's a whole different story, and I guess I'll cover it if you ever have me back on here again.
We probably will. We've tried to
yeah,
get rid of
yeah,
you
yeah.
before.
Look me up. If you look up Noah Allen, it's me and some basketball player I've never heard of.
Sometimes it's also Nalin.
Sometimes, well, yeah, sometimes. Like way back in the day. I'm surprised you remember that.
Oh, I do some digging, motherfucker. Sorry.
Whoa. Well, yeah. So if you look up Goon Daddy, I show up. I have a link tree in the bio of both my Instagram and my TikTok.
I'll put
you
the.
can find a lot of.
Just Bradley, do you have a link tree?
I do have a link tree.
Oh, well, I'll just put all of our link trees in the description as well.
Beautiful. So consistent and consolidated. Amazing.
Bam! Efficiency.
I have
Genius.
the best co-host.
Yeah, thank you. I try.
I meant Goon
I think
Daddy,
that's
but all right.
everything. Have you sufficiently shilled Goon?
Buy my merch.
Buy his merch.
Buy my
his
merch.
hopefully in his link tree.
It is.
Guys, our intro outro song was Happy School by Joseph Falkenskold. Our ad break song is Focus on Myself by Gloria Tells, which segues us right into our song recommendations. If you boys like to go first, because mine's kind of long-winded, I'll let either of you go first.
So my recommendation song is just a song called, I want to make sure I get it right, This House is a Coffin by Shed Life. Shed Life's just a local band from Connecticut. I love them to pieces, so figured I'd show them some love.
It's called This House is a Coffin?
Yeah, This House is a Coffin by Shed Life. Shed Life's one word.
Cool.
It's like
Cool. I
fun,
found it
pop
on
punky.
Spotify, which means that's good.
Yep.
Yeah.
Goon Daddy.
My song recommendation is a song that found me when I was in a pretty dark place. It's a song called Everybody's Lonely. It's a song by a band called Jukebox the Ghost. And oddly enough, it showed up as a YouTube ad.
Aw.
The music video showed up as a YouTube ad, and I just didn't skip it. And
Aw,
it was
how
really
cute.
great. It was awesome. It's a really good song, and it has a really awesome Queen vibe to it.
Good.
Yeah.
I'm pumped to check
Everybody's
it
Lonely by Jukebox the Ghost.
So I will wrap this baby up with the most long-winded song recommendation. So there's the I feel like I have not mentioned it, but I am a ska fiend.
Oh my God.
I love ska music.
We've known each other for this long, and we didn't know we both love ska.
How did we not bring up ska on the
love ska.
podcast by now? But anyway, there's
The
this
whole year you guys have been doing the show together.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's this guy on YouTube called Skatoon Network who does ska covers of songs, and they're really good. He's like a good in between like Green Day and Streetlight Manifesto, and if you know both those names, you're probably drooling right now.
I am pumped.
So I asked him during a Twitch stream what his favorite song on Spotify that he has done was, and he said it was Shoulder It, so that's what I'm going to recommend. But I think Skatoon Network is the perfect segue into interviewing YouTube guests. So I want you all to go on one of his ska videos, one of his videos on YouTube, and just start commenting, you need to go on the Lonely Boy Hour, or we will bully this man on the show.
Don't even do that. Just
I think
keep
he's-
commenting
I think
on
he's-
phone number.
Force.
What? What? So, no, I'm very afraid. But no, I think he would be a great guest. He's a smaller guy, not height. I mean, I think he's average height, but like in following, and he deserves some love. because he makes really good ska covers. He puts a lot of work into them, and it shows. If you're gonna go on YouTube, I recommend checking out "Bad Guy," like the Billie Eilish song.
Mm-hmm.
It has a fucking nasty ass bass lick, and I love it. And that's my song recommendation. So Ska-Tune Network, check out Shoulder on our playlist, the Lonely Boy playlist. Search it up on Spotify. Every song that is on Spotify that's been recommended by our listeners, by this section of the show, is on there.
Awesome.
Including the ones you just heard, should already be on there by the time you're hearing this. Thank you guys for listening, and make sure to get yourself tested.
Wear a condom.
Metrosexuality is the same as being straight, except there's some differences in personality and in interests.